And one of the things I found out when I first moved down here is apparently that I'm a Yankee. Now, what I mean by that is I was coaching with a buddy of mine, Johnny Levine, of Somerville, and Johnny was, we were playing golf out at Milo, and Johnny said, Byars, you're a Yankee. I said, what are you talking about? I said, I'm from Spartanburg. He said, Bo, around here, if you're north of Orangeburg, you're a Yankee. So, with that in mind, I learned two things that day. One, Somerville is a very tight-knit community, and you really have to know people to get involved here. And the second thing is, at some given point, your name is going to be Bo if you live in this community. First of all, I just want to thank my family. You know, Amber and the girls were very supportive, and they really put up with a lot of me being gone. And I had to spend a lot of time away from the house, knocking on a lot of doors, and spending a lot of time doing those things. And they're very supportive, and I just really want to just lift that up and thank you. And I want to thank my family for being here. My mother's here. My sister Joni is here. Joni did a lot of work. Joni is actually friends with Mickey, and Joni is also an Army combat veteran. My brother Matt is in Afghanistan right now. He's a combat medic. My first cousin Tony is in Afghanistan, or just left Afghanistan. And I certainly appreciate their service. And Mickey, I want to take a moment to just thank you very much publicly for what you did. My grandfathers were both also veterans, and just thank you for that. One of the things that I want to do with County Council is just to make sure that we have community here. And one of the things we talked about in Sunday school and in church this past Sunday is community. And one of the things that we need in community in order to have that community is unity. And one of the things that I campaigned on is we need to make sure that when we're making decisions for Somerville, when we're making decisions for Dorchester County, that we're making those decisions without being divisive, that we're going to talk about things openly. If we disagree, we respectfully disagree, because at the end of the day, I may not agree with certain things. I've already figured out really quick on County Council that there's probably going to be some things that are going to come across our plate that I would really want to vote for, but I'm going to also think that maybe it's not the government's job to do that particular thing. And those are going to be some tough decisions. And one of the things that I've realized is you have to serve and you have to be able to sacrificially serve. And we've talked about sacrificially sacrificing or sacrificially serving, whether it's the church or the community. And you've got to be able to give some of yourself. And with that, I want to challenge each of you to also sacrificially serve. And what I mean by that is pick up the phone. Call me. Call Larry Hargan. Call Jenny Horn. Call Chris Murphy. Call Senator Rose. Sacrificially get out there and get involved in your churches and your communities. I know a lot of you already are, but we're going to have to really make some tough choices going forward in County Council. We're going to have to do less, or we're going to have to do more with less. And that means that we've all got to step up, and every one of us are going to have to serve in some way, and that means giving up a little bit of your time, maybe a little bit of your money. And I'm ready to do that, and I ask each of you to join me in that and to help us to make this community a better place. One of the things that I want to end with is just, one, thanking all of you in here. But I'm going to have to echo something that George also did. And George is the master of telling stories. And I'm going to have to learn to tell some good stories to be able to keep up with him. But one of the things that George, I want to go ahead and take credit for is that Julie and Ryan, I softened them up for you.
Thank you.
They certainly, we had a whirlwind campaign starting in January, and they did such a great job with helping out. And a lot of you in here made phone calls. A lot of you in here wrote checks. Thank you for that. A lot of you in here donated your time. You donated just word of mouth. Word of mouth was a big winner for what we were trying to do and just keep a positive campaign. But Julie and Ryan did work tirelessly. They're very sharp. They're very dedicated. I cannot thank them enough for what they did to help us to make sure that we ran a good campaign. And I just want to thank them for that publicly and let them know how much I appreciate what they did. In closing, I would just like to state thank you once again for everything that you've done. Thank you for the elected officials who've already been serving who are here. Thank you, Pastor Lefko, for the leadership that you provided to me. Thank you, Jenny, for reading the oath, and thank you for the friendship that you have. George and David, I look forward to serving with you guys. Ed, thank you for the things that you're doing. The County Council who is here, our state delegation who is here, we've got a lot of work to do. You guys know this much more than I do. I look forward to serving with you and doing anything I can to help out. We've got 4 years of tough road ahead, and I'm ready to get to work. Thank you so much. God bless everyone for being here.